What up, what up, what up? This is your boy. I mean, at this point, y'all already know. Do I really even need to do an intro? I don't. But anyway, what's going on, guys? This is Monday. It's Monday, you already know. So we're here with a Motivation Monday, of course, and it's a post-gym thoughts because, you know, I just got out the gym. Now, listen, I'm gonna give y'all a couple of heads up. First one being, I don't have my traditional mic with me. Right now I'm using like this cat's tail thing to try and block out some of the wind. So if you hear, you know, some additional audio that's not very, you know, pleasing to your ears, I'm sorry. Second thing, wait, is this shit on slow-mo? My camera has a setting where it does like slow-mo, and sometimes I'm not sure if it's on that setting, but it's not. Second thing is, as per usual, every Monday video is unscripted. This is coming straight from the dome, just my own personal thoughts. With that being said, if you've got any grievances about what I think, you've got two options. First one, I invite you to put your grievances and write them down in the comments below. And the second one is, I don't give a fuck. So if you've got a problem with what I'm about to say, that's really on you. Lastly, before we get the show started, we're on the road to 10,000. Every time I say I want you to be a part of the conversation, I want you to be a part of the conversation. But just do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It's absolutely for free. And this is just a great way to not only support the channel for free, but also spread the word about said channel. But anyway, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into this conversation. Ladies, you're more than welcome to stick around if you're listening. If you're here, also bonjour if you are. Let's talk about some motivation, man. And more importantly, let's talk about not becoming like the 99%. You know, we live in a very social media induced / influenced, opinionated world where, honestly, I feel like there are way too many microphones available for the human population, especially in America. Especially in America. Most of y'all need to get your mics taken the fuck away. But with all that being said, what I've come to realize is a number of things, and I think we could all agree on some of these things, but, you know, a lot of us like to just complain and excuse my French, and like to bitch. A lot of us like to bitch about virtually nothing. Now, there are some situations that definitely are worth talking about, for sure. And we know what they are. This isn't a political channel. I'm not gonna talk on those things. I mean, I probably will on another channel, but as far as I'm concerned right now, this isn't a political channel, so those things I will not speak on, but you and I, same brain. Same brain. So you and I already know what I'm talking about. But when I think about the things that the adolescent or the young adults, such as myself and younger, complain about, aside from the overarching main issues, you know, there's a lot of y'all that just want to complain. A lot of you just want to bemoan and bitch and gripe and not put forth any sort of effort into their life, because being the person that complains a lot is a lot easier than being the guy or gal who decides, you know what, I'm gonna buck up and I'm gonna get my shit done. I'm gonna do what I have to do in order to get to where I wanna be. Now, there are some things in life that are absolutely out of our control. For example, height. And this is kind of what inspired this conversation, and I'm not targeting this towards short individuals. I mean, shout out my short kings, right? But listen, for some of you, like, I'm on Reddit a lot to source, you know, some of the content that I speak on. And for a lot of you dudes, like, there's literally nothing someone can do or say to convince you otherwise that a lot of what you see and hear on the internet does not actually apply to real life, brother. For real. Like, okay, you're short. That sucks. My brother was 5'5". Which, I mean, yes, that is pretty short. But that didn't stop him from doing the things that he wanted to do. But it's incredible how when people try to give others examples of this kind of thing, like, oh, this person was successful, or this guy managed to do his own thing, or, you know, whatever the case may be, people will always find a way to just be a victim. That's just what you want to do. Now, I know that term gets thrown around and it's been bastardized to fucking kingdom come, right? But for the most part, some of you genuinely do want to be victims. And harking on this part before I move on to the next thing, when I scroll onto the short Reddit, like for Reddit is strange because it's like you view one post on a channel or a page, whatever you want to call it, and then all of a sudden you get the notifications as if you actually care about this shit. But I suppose I do, considering I always click on it, right? Like, I hate those kind of people that are like, oh, I'm tired of seeing this shit. If you're tired of seeing it, stop clicking on it. But that's my own fault, right? So I clicked on one post. I don't have the post in mind per se, but essentially the kid, young man, whatever the fuck, he was just talking about how he's like 5'6", he's never had a girlfriend ever, he thinks he's doomed for life. And it's like, yo, why is it so easy to just complain about life? I've always thought about that because even when I was younger, like when I was short and fat and overweight and nerdy and all that shit, you know, to an extent, I always thought to myself, like, yo, I need to step on my shit, right? Like, I need to step my shit up. No part of me at any point in time was ever like, yo, it's over for me. There ain't shit I could do out here. I'm cooked. What is the point of thinking that way? Like, what does that get you? Y'all really like empathy? I mean, not empathy. Empathy we need, right? Y'all really like apathy? That's the word I was looking for. More than actually becoming like a conqueror over your own circumstances, you know? Now, again, the term stop being a victim or the phrase stop being a victim has been thrown around and bastardized and often used against topics or certain conversations that truthfully do deserve victim identification, right? Because there are some things that need to be reparated because of it. If you know, you know. I'm just saying. But for the most part, there are certain things in our life, gentlemen and ladies, that we can control and maximize our circumstances. For example, okay, you're short, great. You know what you can do though? You can be charismatic. You know what you can do? You can be an influence, not an influencer, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can be an influence, you can be whatever the fuck you want. And I think that's really the crux of my conversation here, because a lot of y'all like to just be born. Be born, that's such a dumb way to put this. But a lot of y'all are born, and then from that point on, you have no scruples. Like, there ain't shit in your life that you want to accomplish. Nothing. Like, you're just living. You're just living. Which leads me to the topic of conversation. Stop being like the 99%. And this is the crux of my conversation. The 99%, when I say that, I'm not saying that in reference to, you know, a specific ethnic group, a specific gender, and nothing of that sort. I don't even want that to get fucking confused. Don't get that confused or conflated, all right? Because my personal opinion, I hate all of you. I'm an equal opportunity hater. I hate you all. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, when we talk about the 99%, I'm not talking about ethnicity. I'm not talking about color, creed, race, gender, whatever the case may be. I'm not even talking about species. You could be a fucking alien for all I care. What I'm talking about is mindset. And here's the fucking problem. Side note, if you fuck with the curls today, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. I know I said this earlier, but for real, man, we're on the road to 10,000. You invited to the conversation. You don't want to be a part of it, then don't be a part of it. But just do me that favor. Hit the fucking like button. Hit the subscribe button. That way other people can, you know, see this shit. Anyway, the 99%, it's a mindset. It's not necessarily a thing, a person, or a specific group. It's a mindset. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Avoid becoming the 99%. And if we think about mindset, or just the type of character, archetype, this person or this group could be, what would they be? Like, how do we identify 99% or 99%er characteristics, right? And there's not a lot that I could think of, at least right now, but off the top of my head, I can name some which I think are probably the most poignant. The first one being a complainer, a complicit complainer. Someone who is okay with their situation in life and they make the conscious decision to stop trying. Someone who is just overly apathetic, who feels as though no matter what they do, they will never succeed. And for that person, I want to tell them, especially if they're watching this, if you're watching this and you're that apathetic person, I want to let you know right now, you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. If you don't believe that you will be able to accomplish the things you want to accomplish, you're not going to make it. And I agree. Maybe you should quit. You absolutely should quit. I mean, what the fuck is the point? Please explain to me, what is the point of even waking up every morning in a constant state of depression and defeatism, and then you do nothing with your time? What the fuck is the point of that? This is why I don't have friends, because for the most part, I'm not rich enough for the friends that I do want. And mentally, I'm so far beyond the friends that I did have. So I'm in like this weird situation, right? Not weird, but you know what I mean? I'm still finding my tribe. But for the most part, I don't understand how some people could just wake up in the morning and say to themselves like, oh, well, you know, it's just gonna be another day down the drain. This is just another, you know, another 24 hours of me being useless, or whatever the case may be, and just having this overall defeatist mindset. Now, what else does the 99% have? Hold on, sorry. Stepped on some tape, y'all. So what else does the 99% have that we would want to avoid? Lack of intelligence. Or more, actually, let me rephrase that. Not lack of intelligence, the unwillingness to learn. If you're not the learning type, now, people are gonna have their own, you know, opinions on things like learning and such like that. Whether we do like conventional schooling, or, you know, you do your homeschooling, or whatever the fucking case may be. For the most part, listen, if you're not willing to learn and to, you know, cultivate new ideas and try new things, I'm not saying go all Peter Thiel, but good morning. But if you are the type of person who's not gonna try new things or learn new systems in an effort to make your life better, then again, what the fuck is the point? Because the reality is, if we're trying to be successful in whatever endeavor that we're going for, ideally you'd want to be constantly learning. You want to be continuing your education. Now, that doesn't mean something formal, right? I'm not saying you have to go back to school, get your master's. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm just saying, like, you know, whatever industry that you want to exceed in, stay up on it, you know, like constantly learn, but don't just try to learn from your industry. Learn from other things too. Like, where else can you draw inspiration for your projects? Where else can you gain insight for some of the things that you're writing? Whatever the case may be, what else could you do to possibly push you forward to another level? That's really what I'm getting at here. You gotta be willing to try these things. And if you're not gonna be willing to try to learn, to, you know, become more confident, be consistent, things of that nature, then really, you are a part of the 99%. Which leads me to my last thing, and I'll probably end it at this, because now it's been like 13 minutes, I'm just straight up rambling. I got a bunch of shit to do today. The last thing I would say is inconsistent. Now, I know I should not be talking, because when it comes to consistency, your boy is not consistent with this YouTube shit at all. I mean, I've got other shit to do. I mean, just the other week, I was fucking lying for a music video, for God's sakes. Your boy is busy. But here's what I would say. When you find that thing that you really want to excel in, and you really want to, you know, do, what the fuck is going on over here? Sorry, I'm just looking at a car for sale. But anyway, when you're not consistent with the things you're trying to accomplish, you're not gonna make it. And like, of course these things sound obvious, but if it's so obvious, why do most of you not do it? Like, if we know being consistent is the thing that's gonna make us successful, why don't we do it? If we know that continuing education and constantly learning is the thing that's gonna be the difference maker between us succeeding or someone else in our own field or in a similar field, why don't we do it? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Like, yo, why am I so content with not being what I could be? Ask yourself that. Why am I so okay with being the lesser version of myself? You ever thought about that? Why are you so okay with putting in the most minimal effort? Like, yo, I'll say this because, you know, women, right? Guys are caught up on women. Yo, some of y'all, I don't know what it is. Here's what I'll say. This is gonna sound a little harsh, but I'm gonna just put it to you like this. So for a lot of you overweight fat dudes, y'all want like the skinny bikini clad woman, and y'all want her, you know, to be sexy all the time. But brother, I have to ask you, if the roles were reversed, do you think she would want somebody like you? And then when you come to the conclusion that she wouldn't, do you honestly think losing 10, 12, or 15 pounds is gonna be the difference maker? Like, why are some of you so content with having standards that you don't even fucking live up to? That is 99% way of thinking. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, leave your grievances in the comments below. If you got something to say, then go ahead and say it. If you don't, then you don't. Last thing, you know, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.